Hello students, I'm JV Nehal Mittal and your topic for today is legislative powers. So we are going to understand how is the distribution of legislative powers done between the union and the states. So in India, in the constitution, it is described as a federation of states, and Indian constitution provides for three lists for distribution of legislative and executive power between the center and the states. That is the union list, the state list, and the concurrent list. So, according to Dicey, power distribution is an essential feature of a federation. The object behind the formation of a federal state involves an authoritative division between the national government and the government of the separate states. The federal tendency is restricting every side of the government action and separation of the strength of the state among parallel and independent authorities is particularly noticeable as it forms a significant distinction between a federal system and a unitary system of government. So, the legislative powers are subject to the scheme of distribution of legislative power existing between the union and the state legislatures, fundamental rights, and the other distribution provisions. So, the first is the union list. So the union list contains 97 items which comprise of the subjects having national significance. The list admits uniform laws that are applicable over the entire Indian territory, and only the Indian Parliament is capable of legislating upon them. Some of them are like defense, CBI, foreign affairs, banking, intellectual properties, census, corporation tax, atomic energy and necessary mineral resources, diplomatic, consular and trade relations, citizenship, highways and railways. The next is the state list. So the state list contains 66 items that comprise subjects relating to local interest or the interest of the state. The state legislature is thus competent in legislating over these subjects like public order, local government, public health and sanitation, agriculture, fisheries, markets and fairs, gas and allied works, libraries, museums, and other resembling institutions. Then comes the concurrent list. So the list enshrines 47 items with respect to which both the Union Parliament and the state legislature hold a concurrent legislative power. This list was meant to serve as a device for avoiding excessive rigidity in twofold distribution. Besides, the states can additionally legislative purporting to amplify the parliamentary legislation. However, in case a dispute arises in relation to any subject contained in this list, the union legislation shall prevail over that of the state. Some subjects are like criminal law and procedure, archaeological sites, marriage and divorce, transfer of property except agricultural land, contempt of court excluding that of Supreme Court, civil law and procedure, prevention of animal cruelty, electricity, economic and social planning, legal, medical, and other provisions. So now let's understand the extent of the parliamentary laws and the laws by the state legislature. So according to Article 245, subject to the constitutional provisions, Parliament may legislate for the whole or any part of the Indian territory, a state legislature for the state territory, and no parliamentary legislation shall be invalid because of having extraterritorial operability, that is, takes effect outside the Indian territory. Now, according to 246, the Union Parliament, that is notwithstanding anything under Clause 2 and Clause 3, is exclusively empowered to legislate in respect of any matters enshrined in the Union list. Second, the Union Parliament and the state legislature, notwithstanding anything under Clause 3 and also Clause 1, is empowered to legislate on any matters that are contained in the concurrent list. Third, the state legislature, excluding including anything under Clause 1 and Clause 2, is exclusively empowered to legislate for such state and its any part with respect to any of the matter contained in state list. Fourth, the Union Parliament is empowered to legislate with respect to any matter for any part of the Indian territory that is not included, notwithstanding such matter is enumerated in the state list. Now, parliamentary power is to provide for the establishment of certain additional courts. This is under section 240 7. 248 deals with the residuary legislative powers. So, the Parliament is exclusively empowered to legislate with respect to any matters that are absent in the concurrent list or the state list, and also such power shall include the legislative power for imposing a tax that is not mentioned in either of those lists. Therefore, the Parliament has the power to make laws in relation to any matter which is not present in either the concurrent list or the state list, including the powers to make laws on tax imposition. Then the parliamentary legislative power with respect to a matter in the state list in the national interest is mentioned in Article 249, where the Rajya Sabha passes a resolution relating to a matter of national interest with a two-third majority, and such resolution empowers the parliament to legislate with respect to any matter in the state list. Then it shall be lawful for the parliament to legislate, and such legislation can extend to the whole or any part of the Indian territory until the legislation operates. Such resolution is normally lasting for a year and it may be renewed upon the necessity, but such extension cannot exceed a year. If the proclamation of emergency is in operation, then Article 250 is talking about this kind of time period during the operation of proclamation of emergency. So the parliament shall be empowered to legislate for the entire Indian territory or any of its parts with respect to all matters enumerated in the state list. However, such law shall become to cessation on the expiration of 6 months following the cessation of the proclamation of emergency. And during emergency, the Parliament has the power to make any law which shall be applicable over the entire or any part of India, and such law shall be applicable for only a year after the emergency is withdrawn. Thank you. That's all for today.